Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can locate and get access to factory Audi service information so that you can get detailed parts diagrams and repair procedures, the same as what you would get at an Audi dealership. So go ahead and stay tuned and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, to get to the Audi technical information, the service information, you're going to go to Audi, erWin is the website. And you're going to look for erWin Online Audi of America. And we're going to go into this. As soon as this loads, this is the site where you're going to find what you need to service the vehicles. Close some of this other stuff, get it out of the way. Let me show you a few things that you can get for free before we go into the service information itself. So down here you can see Audi parts information, Audi Online Owner's Manual, and maintenance schedule and warranties. So looking at these from bottom up, if we go into maintenance schedule and warranties, if you plug your VIN in here, and it'll auto do this, the model year, model, and trim. If you don't have the VIN, you can do it manually. Plug in your odometer reading and hit submit. It'll give you the current maintenance that's needed on the vehicle based on the mileage. So this can be handy to see what's up if you're going to be doing things yourself. If you take a look at the owner's manual link, just like you would think, this is a link to the online owner's manual. And again, it's easier if you search by VIN, but you can also search by model. Go in here and plug things in like that you bought it in the USA and what model it is and what model year, and it'll find the owner's manual for you. And it's very convenient to have the online version because then you can search for what you're looking for. And those two are free, and this last one I'm going to show you is free here as well. Genuine Audi parts information. So if you go here, you can plug in your VIN up here and you can search for the specific part that you're looking for to perform the repair. You can also do it manually by model year, model, and driveline and trim. And then they've got some major categories here, like, if you're looking for brake parts, you can go into the brake section. It can kind of help speed up what you're looking for. But this will allow you to get the correct genuine OEM part for the repair you're trying to do. So those are three handy things you can get for free. The erWin system has got both service information and the software for doing module programming. So I'm only going to be showing you the service information piece here. You have to create an account and you have to pay for this. Now I'll show you those details in a minute, but let's take a look at what's involved with running this. So system requirements first. First thing I want to point out is if you're running a Mac, you're out of luck. This stuff only runs on Windows. There's a lot of inline Adobe Acrobat PDF format documents that are going to be framed up on the system, so you're going to need to have that. Old IE 11 or Firefox, they'll tell you that Chrome and Edge will work, but you're going to have to do a setting so that this PDF embedding that they have will function properly. Otherwise, when you click on it, nothing will display. So I wanted to point that out first. Let's go back and take a look at what the subscriptions have, right? So if you do a subscription comparison, there's these two sections again: maintenance and repair, and offboard diagnostic information system. This is the programming piece, so we're only going to be focused on this subscription column. What you can get when you buy this is repair manuals, maintenance charts, wiring diagrams, information on doing body repair work, recalls, bulletins. You can see it all here. There's a whole bunch of stuff you get when you make this purchase. If you go into this purchase subscription button right here, what that at least lets you do, you can't place an order unless you have an account, but this will show you what you can get. So you can pick 1 day for $35, a 3-day weekend for $60, a month for $250, or if you're a shop, you might want to do it for 1 year. This isn't restricted to a specific VIN either. For $35, you can go search for whatever you want to find for that 24-hour period. When you come up here, you'll be able to make that selection, and then you'll be able to go through and do your payment. You're obviously going to have to pay by a credit card for this type of online thing, and then as soon as the payment goes through, it's live and you can access what you want to access. So let's go through what's involved with that. So first off, if you're looking at this kind of information, once you get logged in, you'll be able to go in this service information link and see that. But before you do, you can't, right? So if you go on here, it'll at least let you see if, excuse me, not if, but what is available. So let's say we come down here and we say we were looking for, I'm like, I'll make something up, 2019, and I'm looking for a, I don't know, Q5. And then I want to see repair manuals. And what it's going to say is, okay, well, what type of repair manual do you want to see? Well, let's see. I want to see an engine repair manual. And then I can hit the search button after it populates all these fields, and it'll at least tell me if you pay the $35, this is what you'll have access to. So they're showing you, and again, if you plug a VIN in, it's much more specific. So for example, if you give the VIN and it knows that's a 6-cylinder, it won't fill your screen up with 4-cylinder information that's not applicable. So this is everything for that particular model year and model. And you'll be able to dive into each of these books, if you will, once you pay. Now, Audi doesn't do printed service information. This is it. You know, if you find something online that somebody's selling a book or whatever, that's not the legit Audi sourced information. That's something somebody's put together, likely by paying the larger subscription here and just copying everything that I'm going to show you in a minute and trying to make a book out of it. But for $35, you get access to everything Audi serves up to the dealerships. Same thing the technicians there see, you're going to see is just in a more clunky interface, I guess is what I would say, in terms of how this is structured. So let's go ahead and get logged in. In order to get logged in, I think I'll let you do a, let's see, that's a reset. Let me see, step by step. I'm trying to see the registration piece here. Yeah, so if you go to registration, then you'll be able to do your account, right? So you would go into this registration piece, set this up. It's free to register, accept the license agreement. And it's usual kind of thing, nothing unusual here. Click off that you accept all these terms, hit register, and you'll have your account set up so you can go in and purchase one of these subscriptions. And again, the registration, if I go back to step by step, it's under the My erWin select and then registration. All right, so I think that's going to appear right here under My Account. So that's a little bit dated information, My erWin. It's actually My Account, registration, and then you get to this screen. So you guys go ahead and get registered. I'm going to go log in, and I'll show you what you get after you log in. All right, so same view I showed you before, but this time we're logged in. Same example, all set up for you. Already have hit search. So you come down here, we see the same things. And again, since we're not using a VIN, we got a lot of extra noise here, but this is just showing you what all is there. And now if I wanted to look at the 6-cylinder engine, I could either view it or I could download it. So I'm going to download it. As soon as it downloads, it's going to show up. It's going to tell you that you need to know what you're doing here. There's a whole bunch of warnings and conditions, and it won't let you see the contents until you walk through and accept all this. And then you're sitting in the manual, and it's literally an online book. So, let's say I was interested in doing something related to the oil pan. So they're telling me, well, that's going to be in repair group 17, lubrication. It's all kind of self-explanatory, these groups they have. And so you're literally going to have to kind of scroll down to section 17. I'm just going to make an educated guess to see where we are here. I think we went too far. This is cooling system. I'm going to go back a little bit. And that'll land us in 17. Here we are, 17. And so now I'm in section 17. And now I can go scroll up to what I'm interested in working on. So, let's say, like I said, I want to see something about the oil pan. So for this particular engine, I'm going to go to the top of section 17. And now I got oil pan lower and upper. So let's say I want to see lower. So now what it'll do is it'll come down here and it'll tell me, all right, well, if you need to know how to remove and reinstall this particular piece, they're going to tell you that you want to refer to the servicing manual, and lubrication is in group 17, so repair group 17, and they're going to tell you want to go to the oil pan lower section, removing and installing. So, these books sometimes refer to other books. So the servicing book is down here. So now I'm going to go click on the servicing book. As soon as it downloads, it'll automatically open up. We're going to have to do the same disclaimer every time we do this, unfortunately. All right, and then similar table of contents as the overview, we're going to get down to repair group 17. And right after 15 will be 17. It's unfortunate that there's not really an effective search in this that I've found. So you just kind of have to know what repair group you're going to need, and then go through and find the section of that repair group that's applicable for what you're trying to do. All right, here we are, repair group 17. So now I want to have that lower oil pan piece, right? So here's an explosion of all the different parts. Number 2 is my lower oil pan section. So now I can go see, how do I go about removing and installing this? So now they're going to first tell me the tools I'm going to need, and then they're going to get into what do you have to do to remove this piece, right? By engine. And it's all color coordinated. It's a very nice set of information, very well documented. Lots of detail on what you need to do. Torque values will be provided, preparations, lubricants, things that you need to do to get this done the OEM way and get it done right. How you would apply the sealant, the type of sealant, right down to the thickness of the bead so that it doesn't leak, and you get the same kind of quality that would be done by the dealership technicians, doing a warranty repair for you, something like that. So there's everything you can think of in this, right? If I close these and we go back to the list, right, we can go see other types of repair manuals, right? We can go take a look at the drivetrain. And then we would see all the transmission repair manuals, and it'll be that same level of detail that I showed you. You can take a look at, for example, the chassis. And the chassis is where you're going to find information like suspension and brakes. So the brake system, suspension, you'll find all the details you need to do those types of repairs and that type of maintenance as well. Similarly, if you take a look at the, let's see, the bulletins and recalls information and search that. For this particular model year and this particular model, and again, since it's not by VIN, it's going to be really broad because it's going to cover all those years, 2018 to 2020. But if there are, and here they are, there's a whole bunch of bulletins that you can take a look at if you're trying to see if there was a known problem that was sent to the dealership. You'd be able to go through and use the erWin system during that period of time that you paid for to search all the same bulletins that are available to the dealership technicians. So I hope you found this information useful in getting access to genuine factory Audi repair information. Again, like I said, it's probably best to come in, instead of doing a search like this, to go into the vehicle identification tab and use the VIN. And the menu is exactly the same as what I was showing you earlier. It's just that you'll be narrowing down the results based on the actual vehicle you're working on. If you've got a question or comment, go ahead and leave that below and I'll try to help. If you found this useful and it taught you something so you can do your own work and save some money, appreciate you paying it forward by hitting that like button. And as always, thanks for watching.